Brown for Lifestyle for the Career Challenge. And of course, I told you we were going to have a great show this morning. And we're all about working from home and the myths and misconceptions that people have about working from home. Because there are a lot of people out there who don't realize that you can work from home legitimately and make some good money. So on the line, we have Simone from Cyber Girl Friday. Good morning, Simone. How you doing?
I'm good, Kande. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And we also have Tanisha on the line, who is from In Harmony Services. How are you doing?
I'm good, Kande. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So both of you all represent your companies who are a work-at-home company. And give us a little information about Arise. I'll start with you, Simone. Arise is who you work for or work with as an independent contractor. Is that correct?
That is correct. I work with Arise Virtual Solutions. We're based here in Conyers, Georgia.
Now, tell me a little bit about Arise and how you got started with them.
Arise is one of those work-at-home companies that you see online all the time. The good thing about Arise is that they only do business with corporations. They don't do business with individuals. So that's kind of what got me hooked into them, the fact that I could actually really be in my own business with them.
Now, this is what we would consider an at-home call center, right, Tanisha? You actually have a call center from your house. You have your own computer, your own phone line, and you service for different clients, for many different clients, right?
I actually got started, just to piggyback off of what Simone said. I was looking for something that would be more flexible with working at home, and a friend of mine was already working with Arise, and she recommended it, and I looked on Facebook, and I kind of took it from there.
Now, I realize that some people out there have a misconception about having to pay for a job. You know what I mean? People don't realize you have to pay for a job. And I tell people to get over that misconception is that when you're doing at work at home service or for any job that you're trying to get, there are fees that are associated with that. An insurance agent has to pay for their licenses. Isn't that right, Simone?
Exactly. Insurance agents, realtors, nurses, dental hygienists, they all have to pay for their education or for the right to do that job. They pay yearly fees, to the board that regulates them. Mm-hmm. So, when you're working for yourself, you have to be expected to take some responsibility for your own business as well.
Yeah.
So there are some work-at-home companies that are legitimate as far as asking for any type of fees.
Yeah, and I was going to say that I've worked at different work-at-home positions. There's been another company that was out there that I worked for. Let's see, that one was called Alpine Access. And they were the kind of position where you didn't pay for any training or didn't pay for any fees up front, but you did have to abide by their rules and regulations as far as when you work. It was a scheduled work. That's the difference between them and Arise. Isn't that right, Tanisha?
Right, that is the difference. With Arise, your work schedule is very flexible. You determine when you start working, how many hours you work in a day, whether you want to work split shifts, and that's the best thing that I like about it.
Simone, you want to piggyback on that?
Yes, that's the best thing of all, because when you work for a company and you don't have fees to pay to them, they regulate when and how long you work, if you have mandatory overtime, if you have to work on the weekends and 40 hours or more. But when you work for yourself at home, you set all those hours up yourself, and you determine how many hours you want to work, and just as Tanisha said.
Yeah, now I don't want to have anybody thinking that this is out here promoting just Arise. There are other companies that do the same thing. And I actually happen to work for Arise, and one of the biggest deals that I love about them is that in the morning, if I wake up at 7 o'clock and I decide I want to work an hour or two because the kids are still asleep, I can do that. And then in the afternoon, if I want to come back at 4 o'clock and work for an hour because I've got dinner done and everybody's eating and sitting down and I got an hour to kill, I can go and make, some legitimate money by doing this call center at home, right?
Right.
One of the big deal that I found with Arise is that certification for different clients. They don't just have one client that you work for. You can work for a multitude of clients. Wouldn't you say that, Tanisha?
Yes, you can. There are several different clients you can choose from, ranging from just strictly customer service. You can do some sales. You can do chatting, which is similar to instant messaging on the internet. So there are several different industries you can choose from, and the training cost varies for each one.
Simone, what do you say to the person who says, I'm not a call center representative type of guy or a type of lady?
I say you talk to people all the time, whether you're in line at Target, trying to buy something, or you're at the grocery store. We all have an inability to be a customer service rep. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of finding the right fit for you with the right company that you can feel comfortable with.
Now, that's another thing about this that I really like about the position is that once you get hired, once you decide to go ahead and take the leap to being an independent contractor. You can actually pick a client. You don't really care for them. Your contract is usually for about 3 months, and then you can choose another one.
Right.
Exactly.
This is one of the biggest deals, and this is where, the rubber meets the road. How much money can you make at working from home, like in this type of position?
To be honest with you, you can make as much money as you want to make. I cut, payroll checks twice a month that range anywhere from $50 to $1,200.
Wow.
And it depends on the agent, how much time they have, if they want to just do part-time, if they're really trying to hustle and be full-time, they've got 3 kids, they want to work 60 hours a week. I mean, it depends on the agent, but realistically, they make anywhere from $8 to $15 per hour.
And that's a wide range because some clients pay more than other clients do. Some of them pay a per minute rate. But either way it goes, at $8 an hour is legitimate out of your house. You can't beat that. Wouldn't you say that, Tanisha?
Right. I agree, absolutely. Anything that you can make legitimately is definitely a plus, especially since you're working at home. You don't have to get up and beat that rush hour traffic, be limited to what you can do during your day. And once you get started, what you make is unlimited because you set your own schedule.
Okay. Now, look, we're going to come back because I really love this topic. I really want people to understand about the work-at-home position and how it is a legitimate job. When we come back, we'll talk about a little bit more about what's happening with work-at-home coming back from offshore, why these jobs are out here available, and what kind of hump a person needs to get over to say that, you know what, this is something I can do if I can't find the job that's traditional out there. Is that all right, you guys? We can come back in a little bit?
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
The show about money. The show about making money. Lifestyle for the Career Challenge with Kande Brown. The show about money. The show about making money. Lifestyle for the Career Challenge with Kande Brown.
Welcome back to Lifestyle for the Career Challenge. I'm Kande Brown, and of course we've got on the phone from Cybergirl Friday LLC, Simone, and from In Harmony Services and Solutions, Tanisha. And I'm really glad you all decided to come on to talk about and dispel some of the rumors about the work-at-home positions. Now, Arise is one of those companies that is an at-home company, and what they're doing is trying to bring some of these offshore positions that they had been shipping over to India. You know, the kind when you have the 800 number and you're calling and you get an Indian agent. Tell us what you guys know about bringing those jobs from offshore back to the United States. Simone, you can start.
Well, first off, companies were leaving the United States because, of course, it was financially sound. They could pay them less out there. So what Arise is trying to do is bring those jobs back home to the United States to work-at-home agents like ourselves and to the military spouses, which is important as well, to keep us all working. They're able to cut the costs because we do eat some of the costs as an independent agent. So it's helpful on 2 levels.
Tanisha, did you want to say anything on that note?
The only thing I wanted to just add to that is with partnering with the military, we're able to offer more flexibility with spouses so that they can get a job and not have to worry about whether they have to relocate and lose their job. So that's one of the major things that I really liked when that initiative was started. And also, there have been more companies that have been partnering with Arise to be able to offer those positions. Recently, there was an update that there were about 14,000 opportunities that will be available throughout the year or so for different individuals to sign up with so that we can get things back booming and get jobs back here in the United States.
And I'm telling you, I'm a military spouse. I don't know if I didn't tell you guys that up front, but my husband is active duty Air Force on his way, as a matter of fact, on Monday to Africa. And I'm going to be here with my 3 children, the 18-year-old, the 5-year-old, and the 3-year-old, all by myself, trying to figure out how I'm going to maintain. And this job, this little part-time opportunity, keeps me a little bit busy and keeps me, with a little bit of an income to manage while he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Exactly.
I absolutely understand that, Kande, because I was a military wife, an Army wife for 15 years, and I wish I had known about Arise then because every time my husband got reassigned to a new station, even if it was in the United States, I'd have to quit my job and then find a new job. He got to keep his job. So Arise is doing a great job with reaching out to the military, to their spouses, and also they're doing an awesome job with securing the ability, the resources from the corporations. They're out there every day enlisting new corporations who are willing to give their outsourced work to us instead of taking it overseas.
You know what's funny about that also is that I hear people all the time complaining about not having a job. And I'm going to tell you, I'm one of those people. I'm career challenged. That's the reason for this show. That's the reason why I want people to know about the stuff that I find out and where you can find some extra funds. But I always hear, I'm so broke, I really need a job. And I say, if you needed a job and you need a little bit of income, why not go ahead and tackle something like customer service or something like a virtual assistant like this company offers? Wouldn't you agree?
Right. For some people, it's really scary to think that they're going to be on their own phone. But for those who say that they don't do customer service, all I can say to them is that there are many, many different companies out there. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is just finding the one, and you can kind of hop around a little bit because, like you said, you're like locked in kind of like for 3 months at a time. Okay, I didn't like that company. I didn't like the major cruise line, or I didn't like the major this or the major that. They're all Fortune 500 companies, and there's got to be a product out there that you are so excited about for your own self at home that you talk about it.
Let's talk about that because I work for one of the major tax preparers, okay? And we're not putting the names out there is because Arise doesn't like us to put those names out there. I just want to preface that, and that's the reason why. But I'll tell you, I work for a major tax preparing company, and in that company, I love them. I prepare taxes on the side. I'm a registered tax preparer with the IRS. So this is just a real easy way for me to I make $14 an hour with them, you guys. That's like...
Right.
That's legitimate money that I'm making from my house and a company that I really like. Work with them off season. Go ahead.
That is more than legitimate, okay?
And so when I tell people about the money that I'm making and they're saying they can't get over that hurdle, I say, well, you're not hungry enough. When you get hungry enough and you need a job bad enough, you will take heed to what I'm talking about. Now, let's go back to the road towards doing what we do at Arise. Now, there's the company where you can be your own company. And then you can also decide, I don't want to get incorporated. I don't want to do business like as another business owner. I want to just work as an agent and get paid a per hourly rate. That can happen. Is that right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Simone, how many agents do you have who work under your company?
We currently have 110. All of them are not currently working at the moment, of course. Some of them are in training. Some of them are transitioning. Some of them are trying to figure out which client they want to actually take calls for. But we have a total of 110.
And how many do you have, Tanisha?
I currently only have 5. I am new, so I'm still working on my recruiting.
Okay. And basically, you're recruiting folks to come in and be what they can be just a normal agent and get a per hour rate and work, log in, work, and then get off the phone. Is that right? And then you also have the one who wants to be the independent business owner where they actually will sign up. They'll be an incorporation or get incorporated, an LLC or whichever, and have a business account that you have to have in order for that business. And you get a 1099 at the end of the year. That means that they don't take any taxes out of your check. So your taxes are your own business.
Exactly.
And that's the difference between another company that you would just get a W-2. People are in a mindset that you're supposed to go to work, you get a W-2 at the end of the year, and they take all your taxes and you don't worry about that. It has to be a different kind of person who wants to be the business owner. Explain that, Simone.
Well, when you're the business owner, you're responsible for your own taxes, of course, because they're not taking taxes out of your check. But right now, even if you do work for somebody else and you are paying taxes out of your check, that's just your job doing you a favor to pay the IRS the money for you. Mm-hmm. So you you can pay your taxes quarterly or do them at the end of the year and then possibly may not even owe because you have the ability now as a business owner to deduct lots of expenses that you don't have as an employee. You can deduct your, at-home office expenses, part of your light bill, your phone bill, your internet, anything you did for advertising if you were the type of independent business that was bringing in other agents. So you have a multitude of ways that you can actually save money in expenses and help your household, even if you do have a spouse who's working a regular job.
Tanisha, let me ask you this. You're new to this. About how much money do you think it takes for the average person, if they want to be an independent business owner, to start working as an at-home call center?
I would say on average, the fees actually are based on your state as far as the filing fees. Mm-hmm. But to get started, the range I would say would be between $500 and $700, just depending on if you decided to do an LLC or incorporation.
Okay, now let me ask you this. If I just want to be an agent, I don't want to do all this incorporated thing, and like say I'm listening to you and I say I want to be a part of your company, how much are my fees then?
I would say you would probably need about $300. That's only if there's not any specials or incentives going on for the training class.
Okay. This is the where the rubber meets the road, the training class. Because what you do is you pay for, with Arise and their business model, you pay for your background check, which I think is about $14, isn't it?
$12.95 in most states, $25 in others.
Okay. So you got to pay for your background check. You've got to pay for your CSP 101, which is a class just to make sure that you kind of know a little bit about your way around a computer. Wouldn't you agree?
I call it the boot camp, the basic boot camp, because everybody prepared and ready. It lets Arise know that you're actually computer literate, that you can understand the program and how it's set up. It gives you all the basics of Arise and payments and how to schedule and things like that.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your actual work that you're going to be doing.
Okay. And then the next thing that you have to pay for is the actual certification class. And that basically you're paying for your own training class.
Exactly. I think that for a lot of people that bothers them, but I think that this is part of the way that Arise is able to get all of the great companies that they get, because they can go into them and say, hey, look, we've got the people. You don't even have to train them. We'll pay your trainers. Mm-hmm. So we eat that cost to be trained. Mm-hmm. We pay the trainers just as a nurse or a dental hygienist or a realtor would pay their trainer to take their course. So we're paying to take the course. The good thing about this, though, is if you pass the course, the job is yours.
Yep.
There's no more interview. There's no more, well, is it going to be mine? Are they going to take me? It's yours for the taking.
The training classes usually last about anywhere from 3 weeks on up to about 6 to 8 weeks. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay, now, go ahead, Tanisha.
Oh, I was just going to piggyback off of what Simone said. I agree with the training cost. It also, in my opinion, helps to make sure that you're serious about working from home and not just trying to get into it and not take it like you should as far as it being a real job.
And that's another one of those things, a pitfall, I think, that people go through. The fact that an at-home position is a legitimate job. You have to treat it just like you would treat any other job when you're getting paid money.
Right.
Exactly. Paying your own fees kind of weeds out those who aren't serious, just like Tanisha said. It absolutely helps.
And so about $300 or anywhere from $700 to $1,000 for someone who wants to incorporate on their own and be their own business owner. There are some successful people out there. I know there's one of the companies that are out there who has, 500 agents underneath them. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Right.
She's
Some
probably the first IBO that started with Arise.
Yeah. And then not to mention there are some people who don't have any IBOs like me. All I want to do is just make my own money. I'm not trying to recruit anybody. I don't want any agents. I just want to go on, log in, take my phone calls or do what I'm going to do and chat and then go, log off. And then that's a wrap for me.
And there are lots of others out there just like you, Kande,
mm-hmm.
who are actually, their own business. They are incorporated, but they don't want to do, the payroll and have other people under them. They just want to go in and do their thing and go home.
Yeah.
Well, they're already home, which is great.
Right. That's the proper thing about it. So listen, I'm so glad that you all came on and talked to me. Tanisha, Simone, I wanted to give you an opportunity to promote your companies. Tanisha, go ahead and start. Tell us about your company and where we can find you.
My company is In Harmony Services and Solutions. We're located in Birmingham, Alabama. And my website where you can get more information is www.homewithmykids.biz. And that'll outline all the information you need to get started. And you can also send me a link, send me a message to contact me for more details.
And Simone, we want to hear about your company. Tell us where we can find you and find out more about you.
Okay, we're based in Conyers, Georgia, and we have a website as well. It is cybergirlfriday.com, and that cyber is spelled CYBER. We also have a Facebook page that the suffix on that is Cybergirl Friday, facebook.com/Cybergirl Friday. We also have a YouTube channel that is Cybergirl Friday as well. You can contact us through any one of those means. Our website, of course, has lots of other options how you can contact us and also to apply.
Wonderful. Well, ladies, I'm so glad that we got an opportunity to talk about this. If they have any more concerns or any more questions, they should reach out to you. Or you can go to my website, kandebrown.com, and get more information there. Thank you so much for visiting with us, ladies. I really appreciate it.
Well, Kande, thank you for having me.
Thank you as well, Kande. I appreciate it.